We've lost it one time, but that was operator error. Doesn't look like you leveled it very well. Maybe your stacks are off.
I think that cloud's a little tighter than that one.
Good morning, guys. We find ourselves looking at a giant pile of metal. For the last couple days, it won't put itself up. It just sits there.
Yeah.
So I guess we'll get to work and do it. I don't know, is that going to be tall enough?
I thought there was 20 footers, but they're 21. So I may have to cut just a little bit off the bottom. I'll just leave it on until we see when we get out
How
there.
tall are most camp trailers? We're looking at building an archway, and the dude wants to get his camp trailer under it.
He wants 15 feet.
I think semi stuff, like always go taller. Eventually something's going to rub, but
Right. Well, he may decide he wants to put a hanging sign under it someday.
that'll shorten it.
That'll cut it down. Or if his road isn't graveled, if he gravels his road up, that'll
Yeah.
cut it down. So
Yeah. Height is awesome. So we've got 3 pipes, 6 inches or 8?
there's 6.
They look like 6s. So 1 across the top and 2 uprights, right?
Yeah, we got 2 pieces over here. I actually cut them, and we got to weld one of those on each end.
We cut some plugs to fill the ends in.
All these?
Yeah. So we've got to weld those in.
Yeah, these will just go right over the end of it. Right there.
Perfect.
Keep the owls from building a nest in it.
Owls would be all right, but
Yeah.
yeah, that gets obnoxious.
Yeah.
Plug the ends, then we'll weld those onto one pipe so they just hang over, look cool.
And then we got to cut saddles in the other 2. And then
Heck
load
yeah.
them up.
And then load them.
Load the lift.
So this guy had 2 great big gates built, but they had chintzy hinges. And so the first of this week, we'll flash back and you can see my dad cut the ends off, put some nice hinges on them.
Yeah, I did some of my big gate hinges that I've been building, and they work really good.
And then those will weld right to the uprights. It's going to be sweet. It's going to look nice. So we'll show you that right now, what the gates were and what they are now, because they left and they're back home.
All right, I'm getting ready to start a new project. Guy brought me some gates. These things were made in Texas somewhere. Big, heavy gates. Nice looking gates. Got a big circle on here. This actually shuts inside of this gate. This is 2 gates, if you can't tell. But they sent these little cheesy gate hinges. I just couldn't do that. Does that look heavy duty? Looks like a 1-inch piece of steel on there with a 1/2-inch rod in the middle. So I told him that wouldn't work. So what I'm going to do is the same thing I've done on other gates. I'm going to cut this off right there. I'm going to weld that 3-inch pipe on there, and I'm going to make a big heavy hinge. Because these weigh 700 pounds a piece. And I don't think a 1/2-inch rod is going to last very long holding that up. Well, you know, some days just get away from you. Today got away from me. I had planned, cut these off, weld these pipes on. I got these pipes cut. This is one of them. It's going to be one of my hinges. This is the other one right there. It's going to be my other hinge. It'll go just like that. Pretty tough hinge. Ended up helping one of my friends out. Called me and said, hey, I got a buddy that's Jeep Gladiator's broke down. It's making a noise. And so I got a hold of the guy, and he said I need a trailer. So I took my car trailer and went and loaded it on. And when I got back to the shop, I found out what the problem was. It was just leaking brake fluid everywhere. He lost the brakes. It was making a noise. Apparently, this bolt came out of the caliper. Caliper fell against the wheel, broke the pistons. This piston actually popped out, spilling brake fluid everywhere. Fortunately, he was going the right way, so it didn't bind up on the wheel. But we got looking, and none of the bolts are tight. he about went from a bad day to a really bad day. Anyway, I got a new caliper coming out of St. George. It'll be here tomorrow sometime. And then we'll throw this back together. And he'll be good to go. Good morning. It's just me today. And so I'm getting started on these gates. I got them all marked out where I'm going to cut them off. And so I'm going to go ahead and fire the plasma cutter up and get these things cut off. Then I can get the pipes welded on. You noticed I'm getting to where I use these stands a lot. I'm sure glad I built these when I did the spiral staircase, because they come in handy on the bridge, and now they're coming in handy on this. I'll get you guys set up and you can follow me along. We'll get this cut off. Okay, I got it cut off. Now I just got to grind it a little and make it smooth so that pipe right there fits in it real good. And then I'll weld it back on. We'll take a minute and hit it with a grinder. Okay, that's where it's going. Right there, just like that. It'll take a little fine tuning with the crane there to get it exactly where I want it, but that's what it's going to be. Just like that. That one's welded. It doesn't really take away from it. It just adds to it, I think. So, yeah, I'll get the crane. I'll lift this thing down. I'll put that one up, and I'll do the same thing to it. I think my brother would be proud of these hinges. You guys don't know my brother. He's the one I talked about in a video a long time ago that got killed in an accident up in North Dakota. Anyway, he's the one that taught me how to weld when I was about 10 years old. We started building wood stoves. And he made me learn how to run a grinder before he would let me do anything else. Once I got pretty proficient at grinding steel, grinding the stoves off we was building and getting them ready to finish, then he taught me how to use a cutting torch. He says if you can learn how to use a grinder first, it'll always make a better torchman out of you. And you know what? He was right. I learned how to use a torch, and I learned how to cut pretty straight because then I didn't have to grind as much. And once I learned that, then he started teaching me how to weld. And it wasn't long, probably 6 months maybe, and I was welding the stoves together instead of just grinding them and cutting them. And I've just continued to work on that. I'm almost 61 now, and so I've been welding for a long time, and I've actually got pretty good at it. But anyway, I owe all the credit to him, and we'll put a picture of him up. You can tell who he was. He was a fun guy. But anyway, I'm going to flip this thing over and get it out of the way, put the other one up here and cut it off and get it done. So I've made an executive decision. I think I can call it that since I'm the only one here. I need to put some grease zerks in this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to weld those nuts right there. I've re-threaded them so that a grease zert will screw right in it. Let me show you. I got these grease zerks right here, and they'll screw right in there. That way I can grease the hinge. So I'm going to go ahead and weld those on, and I'll drill a hole through the pipe on the top and bottom, and then I'll put the other one up here and do it. Grease zerts in that one. Nuts welded. Got the hole drilled. Don't know if you can see it. Now all I got to do is just thread this grease zert in, tighten it down, and then this thing is ready to stand up. Usually I crawl underneath and weld the bottoms, but you know what, I'm getting kind of old and I don't have to impress anybody, so I'll just stand it up and then weld it. Then I don't have to lay on my back. I did that for a long time. Thinking right about the weight of this thing. I think it's every bit of 700 pounds. It doesn't just roll around easy. Okay. All right, the other gate's done. Now I'm cutting the hinges off, the hinge part. Yeah, it looks a little rusty. We'll clean it up. And I'll cut a piece of angle iron. Yeah, I gotta clean that up so it'll go in. It's got a little rust on it, so. Okay, got a little bit going on. I'm cutting with the bandsaw, and I'm gonna turn this down a little bit with my lathe. It doesn't take much. That'll knock the high spots off. Yeah, I like that better. I want to go like that. And clean the other side up. There we go. I like that. Okay. There we go. That'll work. Here's one. Oh, look at that. Perfect. I got 3 more to clean up now. I've got a lot done on this. I got these all turned down. Got these all cut out. They just got to go on there, grind them up a little bit, knock the slag off, grind the paint off, weld them on, and then these gates are done. All right, I got these hinges all ready to weld. This is how they're going to go on. This will slide right on there like that. I'll weld it solid. And then I've got this little cap that I'll put over the hole and weld it solid. And then this one and this one will be the top hinge, and the bottom hinge gets this little ring on it, and it's just kind of a wear ring for the gate to rub on. Seems to work pretty good to put that on, so that's kind of what I've been doing. Anyway, let's weld these things on. That right there is one hinge. Well, we got 3 more to do. Hinges are all finished. These are the top ones. It'll weld on right there. Right on. He's coming to get them so I can get these gates out of here today. On a side note, I called for brakes on the forklift, so H&E is getting me the stuff I need so we can fix the brakes.
That'd be nice.
Our plan is to get everything we need, so it's only down for just maybe a day or 2.
That's the plan. We're not going to jinx ourselves. Yeah. We're just going to stick with the plan.
Right.
So we're going to weld some plugs in and cut some saddles. What are the odds of this rolling? Didn't move yet. I'm gonna stand on this side. Woo! I thought for sure those were moving.
Take that.
They did not though. Got those all ground up, looking nice. Gonna burn them in, huh?
Burn them in. Yep.
Then we'll grind the other ends up so we can weld them to that top stick, and they'll be good to go. Need a magnet?
No, I
You
just
can hold it
kind
pretty
of hold it
close.
there.
That's gonna look pretty nice, I think. Sweet. Go for it. Building saddles right here. We was holding this end up and then found this little ring that's making it easier. That'll get us staying close. If it's not, we'll go a little bit more.
Gotta work.
Should work. Once the saddles are cut, once we can take this and it sets in there, then we can weld those on when we're done using them. That'll work, won't it? Probably need to grind the other side, but it's good.
I think that'll work.
Saddles are cut. Those two pipes. Ends are built. So we'll weld this one, then we'll slide it that way, set that end on, and we'll have a longer header pipe. Do a little buffing and welding, and then we can load. Clayton at Sawdust and Lug Nuts is going to dig the hole for us.
I think if we go out the day before,
We'll have to take these and the SkyTrack,
yeah,
the welder.
all the stands, and then we can get this set up and welded together and painted. And then we can drill holes and we can stand up concrete it the next day.
And then we'll weld gates on.
Give it probably a week, and then go out and weld the gates on.
Sweet. Here's the top hinges. The pipe is welded to the gates, which you saw on our little flashback, but those will weld right on, and it'll be permanent till somebody runs into it and breaks it off.
That paint doesn't weld very good.
No, for some reason you can't ground through it or weld through it. This side looks good. Got 2 passes around it. He welds and I'll spin it. It's working out pretty good. Devin, thank you. He just came from Roosevelt. He sent me a NV 4500 transmission for the red truck, the 5-speed truck. So I appreciate him. Thank you for doing that. Thank you for coming to see us. Your pipe wrench is coming in handy.
Yeah, okay. I didn't know it'd go that big.
Well, you bought the 4-footer, it better.
I'm glad I went big on it.
Thanks again, Devin. Got these all welded up. That's gonna be sweet. That's gonna be a nice wide driveway and a gate. But we're not doing that till next week. So we're just gonna move them out of the shop. And we'll show you guys when we load them and get ready to go install them. If we can get them out of here without tearing stuff up. I got the mail today. Kobe Dunlap sent us a gift here. But I don't think it's for me. And that's for you.
Oh, look at that.
There's a letter in here. And another one.
That's awesome.
Sean, I've watched you on YouTube since Fab Rats. I started watching 89 Built from the start. I really enjoy the things you and your dad do. I saw the video when your dad showed us his old knife. So here are two, one for you and one for your dad. Really enjoy your family. Keep up the videos.
Thanks, that's pretty cool.
Use
I got
it.
looking at my old knife the other day, and it's 42 years ago when I bought that thing. I was actually working at the hardware store when I bought it, because I got it for like 50% off.
Awesome.
And so I've had it a long time.
Well, now we'll trade it out. Thank you. The note says David Taylor. Thanks, David, for the knives. You're packing it already.
I actually found one of my new ones that I bought, new old stock, but I'll put it back in the box and
Yeah.
save it. But yeah,
Thanks.
already put it in the old sheath there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks for thinking of him. He needed a good knife.
That's awesome. I appreciate it. All right, Sean and I are getting ready to go put this big metal archway up out in Johnson Canyon. I welded these on to kind of grab in the cement. I had to weld plugs on the bottom. These things are ready. We're going to load them on the trailer, and we're going to go to Johnson Canyon. Got them all fish mouth, so they're going to fit good together. Tomorrow it is.
Just an update. We made it out here with the archway loaded. It's just not arched in a way yet. You know?
Everything but the arch.
Looking good. It's been a minute since we put these together. This is where it's going. We was hoping to just build it right here because the holes aren't dug yet. We're waiting on Clayton to come dig them. Then we could just stand it up, right? So this has been built for a week. We'll get it welded together, and then it'll probably be another week.
Maybe two.
Maybe two. It's supposed to rain next week before we actually come put it up.
Yeah,
I think we're going to go steal that little John Deere, aren't we?
I think so.
I don't think I could lift that while you weld it. I don't think I could quite hold it long enough.
I could probably hold it, but I don't want to.
Oof.
Work smart.
Okay, we'll get some straps off,
I'll go grab it.
get this thing set up, and see how it's going to look. Big tall archways look awesome, so I'm excited. I think it's going to look real nice. Bottoms are welded, so they'll just sit in the holes, won't sink in the ground. Concrete will hook to them. We tried. It better work now. It's barely catching the cutting edge. We've lost it one time, but that was operator error. So we're square, and our width, we went and measured the gates with the hinges, and they was 141 3/4. And for that half circle to meet, it needs an inch. So we're 244.5 between them. We're gonna weld these stands. Once this header, now that it's off the trailer, we'll pull the truck around, weld the stands to it so nothing moves. Then we can just bump it with the tractor and weld that on, is the plan. It's probably not gonna work like that, but it sounds easy. Little fire control. It'll only burn for a few days. It's supposed to rain in 2 days, so that would be nice. All right, saying that's good. Got our root pass done with the LN25, and now we're stick welding, going over it. How's everything going?
Going all right. Going better now.
He loves the stick welder. That thing's pretty impressive. Puts the heat out. We're just about wrapped up, and then we brought a pipe to weld on the bottom to tie the bottom together. That'll be right above ground height. This little fella, that'll hold and keep everything square. And once the holes are ready and driveway's ready, then we can lift this end, pull the legs out, and then just lift the other side up. Once the SkyTrack's here, because the old John Deere's not quite gonna do it. All right, it's been 2 weeks, but we are back. Gonna set this archway. We had a garden hose, but it wasn't quite long enough, so my dad went to steal another. T-posts, so we can stake them in the ground, weld them on each side of this archway to hold it up. Hopefully that's enough. We're about ready to set up here, put as much Saccharine as it takes, fill these holes up. Clayton, sawdust and lug nuts, drilled those. Because he has an auger, we don't. Works out good. Got some carpet to wrap around the archway so it doesn't scratch it. I think it's gonna be a good day. I think we'll get her placed. Is that gonna make your hose long enough?
Yeah, I was only about 2 feet short.
Oh, perfect.
So just grabbed it.
You ready to set this?
Let's set it.
See if we can get it somewhat level. Level enough for 50 driving by.
Right.
Got the carpet out. We don't want to scratch the new paint. It's covered in bird crap. It's nasty. That's what sitting 2 weeks will get you. Birds.
Oh, birds.
Should have painted it white.
I know.
Then you never would know. Should have brought a little black tape and taped them together.
I've got some in my tool bag. Should I get it?
Looks like they'll ride. Well, here goes nothing, I suppose. That's dead center, right? You know, got your eyes on. See how this goes. It'll go just fine. A little more. It's swinging. The carpet's doing a lot of good. Looks like it walked right off the side. That's funny. Just like setting that hay barn up. Just walk over there, set the truss in place, As long as the holes were measured right and it will set down in, that'll be better. Man, it even looks square and straight. South side's perfect. This side, I think the bottom's got to come a 1/2 inch. Kind of binding up. The holes are just a hair wide, otherwise it'd be perfect. So we're gonna weld the sides that are good and try to push it and hold it. Then we'll throw some mud in. Something like that. Yeah. Pound some stakes in, hope it works.
Scrape that some more.
It went down a little bit.
Get my new knife broke in, right?
There goes the end of that brand new knife right there. Just opened that yesterday. It's a scratch all.
My other blade's only that long. So.
Shoot. Sometimes you just gotta make him happy and let him weld. He loves it. What do you think? Think it looks good?
I like it. We should have painted it red though.
How's all that concrete work?
God, I'll make you old.
Let's not get used to that.
I'll make you old and ugly. I'm already old and ugly. Ooh, I got 2 strikes.
Well, I'm getting the old part quick. It's a lot of mud. Burned all the bags since it just rained all week last week. Other than the birds, that looks pretty good. Guessing nothing will change. They'll continue landing up there.
Salt and pepper.
Right? Lift me up and I'll get the carpet back.
Okay.
Shall we?
Let's grab Steve's tape and we'll see how high that is.
What are we betting? 16? Wes, he's been hauling a little gravel out here and he's nervous of hitting. I think it's plenty tall. Okay, what you got? 15 and a half. 15 and a half. Woo. Wind picked up right there. Holy. The carpet did the trick for about 3 minutes. Does that look better up or laying on the ground?
It looks better up.
Up.
And it'll look even better in the rear view mirror. Yeah, that's a good looking truck in front of it.
Doesn't look like you leveled it very well. Maybe your stacks are off.
I think that cloud's a little higher than that one.
Shoot.
Looks good though.
That does look good.
I really like it. I wasn't sure how it would look steel, because I've seen a lot of steel ones made out of 3-inch pipe, and they look.
The big ones look better.
They look like they shouldn't be up there.
Yeah.
The 6-inch looks really good.
I dig it. It's hot.
It's getting hot. We need to get headed back up where it's cool.
It's been a fun build though.
Yeah. We'll give it a couple of weeks and come out and hang some gates on it.
Yep, fun stuff. So we'll probably wrap this up right here. And we'll see you in a couple weeks when we come see if gates will swing. Feel the opening, line up right.
Got to use the new knife today.
Broke it in.
Broke it in. Never be the same
It'll be
again.
a short life.
It'll
now.
never be as sharp as it was.
It'll have weld spurs and arc spots. And
first time I short a starter across, it'll have a big gouge in it.
So there was a guy that emailed me that has the same truck as yours, except it's an old fuel truck.
Really?
Says it's ours if we wanted it. It's been sitting.
Well, this is a good little truck. We should go get it.
It's all right. Does for us, right?
It's not what I wanted, but it does pretty good for what
the AC works really well.
The AC works great in it. It is faster than the fire truck.
So, would you guys be interested in watching a video about going and getting an old International fuel truck? It's been sitting at an airport for a long time. Maybe we'll get it running and drive it home. Let us know in the comments if you think that'd be cool. Thanks, guys. Catch you next time.
See ya.
Super Trucker Shane didn't even rip his own Archway out. We'll see if anybody else can do it. Good luck, Wes.